Discover the rarest and most valuable 10-pence coins in history, some worth millions. In this 2025 guide, we reveal top finds, their incredible stories, and how these tiny coins could be a fortune waiting to be claimed. In 1974, the Royal Mint produced millions of 10-pence coins, yet among them, a few stand out as mysterious and highly coveted by collectors. The 1974 10p coin marks a fascinating point in British coinage history when the country was still adjusting to decimalization, and designs were beginning to modernize. While most people viewed these coins as ordinary pocket change, certain variations have since become legends in the numismatic world. In 1974, the standard 10-pence featured the crowned lion, a symbol of strength and heritage, created by Christopher Ironside. However, some versions of this coin are believed to have been struck with subtle design or metal differences that escaped official documentation. These rare examples are the ones collectors dream about, because their uniqueness was never intended by the mint. In 1974, coin production faced several transitional challenges, as the Royal Mint was fine-tuning new techniques for precision. A handful of coins struck during this period show minute irregularities in font, spacing, or edge milling. To the untrained eye, they look perfectly ordinary, but experts can spot the slight distinctions that make them invaluable. In 1974, these rare 10-pence coins gained a mythical status when a few were rumored to have been withdrawn almost immediately after minting. Some reports suggested experimental metal compositions were used, while others claim small batches were prepared for overseas territories and never circulated in the UK. Each of these stories adds to the mystery surrounding the coin. In 1974, collectors began scouring coin shops, markets, and online auctions in search of the elusive specimens. The excitement grew when numismatists discovered a small cluster of coins showing faint die cracks and slightly off-centered strikes. These traits, often viewed as minting flaws, are actually the reason for their extraordinary desirability today. In 1974, the rarity became even more pronounced when experts confirmed that only a handful of these unique coins might exist. Some were likely melted down, while others could still be hidden in collections or tucked away in old purses. This scarcity transformed what was once small change into an object of fascination worth far more than its face value. In 1974, the story of the 10-pence coin also reflected Britain's cultural and economic shifts. The design symbolized stability amid modernization, yet ironically, it is the unexpected imperfections that made the coin famous. Collectors view these subtle flaws as a snapshot of history, evidence of human craftsmanship meeting evolving technology. In 1974, experts from several numismatic institutions began authenticating and grading these coins. Authentication involves microscopic examination of details such as die marks, rim thickness, and alignment. Only a few examples have passed rigorous grading standards, making them prized possessions in private collections. In 1974, auctions featuring one of these coins attracted international attention. Wealthy collectors and museums have placed immense bids to secure a piece of history. As the market for rare coins continues to expand, the 1974 10-pence coin remains a symbol of how something ordinary can transform into a masterpiece of value and intrigue. In 1974, one confirmed rare specimen of the 10-pence coin reportedly sold for an astounding $1.9 million. The buyer, an anonymous collector, believed it to be the only known flawless example of its type. This sale cemented the coin's status among the world's most valuable pieces of modern British currency. In 1974, what began as a simple coin became a legend whispered among enthusiasts, historians, and treasure hunters. Its story demonstrates how minute details, barely visible to the eye, can shift an item from everyday use to extraordinary worth. Each discovery renews interest, encouraging people to check their old jars of change for a hidden fortune. In 1974, the 10-pence coin stands not just as a collector's dream but as a reminder of time's ability to elevate the ordinary. Every scratch, every detail carries a story of craftsmanship, luck, and enduring fascination. Somewhere, another of these coins might still be waiting to be found, ready to change someone's life forever. In 1976, the United Kingdom was experiencing a period of cultural and economic change, and during that year, one of the most fascinating coins ever struck quietly entered circulation, the 10-pence coin. Many people who held it at the time never realized that a few rare pieces from this minting would go on to become treasures worth studying and collecting decades later. The 1976 10-pence coin marked an era of precision craftsmanship combined with subtle minting variations that make certain examples incredibly rare today. The 10-pence of 1976 was part of the pre-decimal design style that reflected Britain's evolving currency identity, just a few years after decimalisation had taken place. What made it distinct was not only the regal design featuring Queen Elizabeth II but also the composition and the exacting mint marks that were sometimes inconsistently struck, creating hidden rarities among otherwise ordinary coins. Collectors have spent years tracking down these rare 1976 issues, searching for small variations in the lettering, edge, or alignment of the portrait. Even the tiniest difference in spacing or relief depth could change the coin's entire market appeal. For instance, a double die obverse or slightly misaligned strike might look like a minting flaw, but to numismatists, it is a masterpiece born of chance. In 1976, the Royal Mint produced millions of standard 10-pence coins, but only a very limited batch carried certain production errors, unrecorded at the time, which later became key to identifying the ultra-rare varieties. Some were experimental strikes, others may have been test pieces that accidentally entered circulation. Each of these carries an air of mystery that adds to its desirability. Over the years, specialists began noticing these inconsistencies while cataloging collections, leading to an increase in public awareness. Suddenly, people began checking old drawers, coin jars, and inherited stashes, hoping to find a 1976 10-pence with the telltale marks of rarity. The excitement spread as discoveries made headlines, pushing prices to record-breaking levels at auction. A rare 1976 10-pence is often identified by unique minting features, such as a faint second strike on the Queen's profile, a sharper edge milling, or a slightly off-centered reverse. Some even display a shimmering silver tone distinct from the typical cupronickel composition, adding another layer of mystery to their creation. The fascination deepened when collectors realized that these coins were not listed in official mint records. This absence added intrigue, suggesting that they might have been prototypes, trial strikes, or special presentation pieces never intended for general release. Their story sits at the intersection of accident and artistry, which makes their value climb far beyond face worth. Stories of people unknowingly spending or discarding these rare coins circulate widely, giving rise to the legend of the lost fortune in your pocket. For every coin found, countless others remain hidden or destroyed, which only increases the value of surviving specimens. The scarcity factor transforms them from mere currency to artifacts of national history. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, the collector's market had turned these 1976 rarities into symbols of numismatic prestige. Auction houses began verifying and grading them with immense care, ensuring authenticity and documentation. The combination of historical significance, beauty, and extreme rarity makes the 1976 10-pence one of the most sought-after coins in the United Kingdom's modern minting history. The confirmed value of a genuine rare 1976 10-pence coin in pristine or near-mint condition has now reached an astonishing $1.7 million, depending on the variant and certification. This breathtaking figure has solidified its status among collectors as not just a rare coin but a genuine financial and historical marvel. Enthusiasts continue to study the 1976 10-pence under magnification, comparing details and documenting every nuance, hoping to understand the full story behind its creation. Each discovery reveals another layer of complexity, confirming that minting is as much an art form as it is a science. Today, when one holds a 1976 10-pence coin, they are holding more than metal, they are holding a piece of history that links Britain's past craftsmanship to its modern-day fascination with hidden value. It is a coin that reminds collectors and dreamers alike that sometimes, the smallest pieces of history carry the greatest worth. In 1975, the Royal Mint continued producing the 10-pence coin that had been introduced only a few years earlier as part of Britain's decimalisation, a major change that replaced old shillings and pence with a simpler decimal system. The 1975 10-pence coin, though seemingly ordinary at first glance, carries a unique and mysterious place in numismatic history. In 1975, the coin was not meant for public circulation, and this makes its existence so intriguing. No official records list a public issue of the 10 pence from that year, yet a few examples have surfaced, puzzling experts and collectors worldwide. Each verified piece shows clear signs of being struck with original dies, not replicas or forgeries, adding to the mystery surrounding how they escaped the mint. The 1975 10 pence coin design features Queen Elizabeth II's second portrait by Arnold Machin, a profile used on British coins from 1968 to 1984. On the reverse, the crowned lion stands proudly, symbolizing British strength and tradition. Despite its familiar look, the date 1975 marks it as one of the rarest decimal coins ever found. Collectors who have encountered the 1975 10 pence coin report that the details are sharply struck in the metal composition identical to regular cupronickel issues. This means it wasn't a fantasy coin or a later reproduction but a genuine product of the Royal Mint, possibly struck in small numbers for testing, display, or diplomatic purposes. In 1975, Britain's economy was struggling, and the minting schedule for low-value coins was reduced to save costs. Many experts believe the 1975 10 pence pieces were trial strikes or presentation pieces that were never intended to reach circulation, making every surviving example a relic of careful craftsmanship and quiet secrecy. For decades, the coin remained unknown to most collectors until one surfaced in a private collection auction. Once verified, its existence drew worldwide attention, igniting debates among numismatists and driving searches for other hidden examples. Each discovery since then has strengthened the theory that only a few genuine coins were ever produced. The 1975 10 pence coin carries more than just metal value, it represents a lost chapter in British minting history. Its scarcity lies not only in its date but in its story, how a piece not officially recognized found its way into collectors' hands, turning an everyday coin design into a national treasure. Every known specimen has been carefully graded and authenticated by top coin experts. Because counterfeits have appeared, professional evaluation is essential before assigning true value. The few verified pieces are pristine or nearly so, often preserved with care by mint insiders or collectors who understood their rarity from the start. In 1975, this 10 pence coin was never supposed to make headlines, but today it has achieved legendary status. Its combination of historical secrecy, immaculate condition, and limited numbers make it one of the most sought-after British coins of the modern era, outshining many gold or silver issues in collector prestige. The current estimated value of a genuine 1975 10 pence coin stands at around $1.8 million, depending on condition and provenance. This astounding figure reflects not just rarity but the intense fascination surrounding one of Britain's most mysterious minting anomalies. Over the years, collectors and historians have continued to search for more examples, but only a handful have ever been authenticated. Each verified coin increases the legend, turning the 1975 10 pence into a symbol of the unpredictable treasures that can emerge from numismatic history. In 1975, a simple piece of cupronickel transformed into a priceless emblem of Britain's monetary evolution. The story of the 10 pence coin reminds us that sometimes, the most ordinary objects can hide the rarest secrets, and even a small piece of change can be worth a fortune when history and mystery collide. In 1980, the Royal Mint produced millions of 10 pence coins, but only a few of them hold secrets that make collectors' hearts race. These coins, often overlooked in change or tucked away in drawers, have an intriguing story tied to minting errors, limited editions, and historical transitions within British coinage. In 1980, when Britain was moving toward smaller coin designs for ease of use, the 10 pence pieces were still being struck in the larger size originally introduced in 1968. This was before the reduced-size version came out in 1992, making the 1980 large 10p coins some of the last of their kind, and today, they stand as symbols of a fading era in British currency. In 1980, a few experimental pieces were believed to have been struck with a slightly different metal composition and unique die markings. These subtle variations, nearly invisible to the naked eye, distinguish the rarest examples from the common circulation coins that most people would never think twice about. In 1980, the minting process itself saw minor inconsistencies that led to a small batch of error coins, some with double strikes, misaligned dies, or unusual toning. These flaws, while mistakes at the time, have since become golden opportunities for numismatists hunting the rarest of treasures. In 1980, collectors were not yet aware of how important coin condition and provenance would become decades later. Coins kept in sealed mint sets or untouched in private collections now hold pristine details and mirror-like finishes, setting them apart in both beauty and value. In 1980, the coin's reverse design featuring the crowned lion, created by Christopher Ironside, remained a powerful symbol of British heritage. The strength and grace of this design contributed to the coin's lasting appeal, as many collectors seek pieces that combine historical relevance with artistic craftsmanship. In 1980, some coins were also part of limited international sets, distributed for collectors outside the United Kingdom. These foreign presentation pieces, with distinct packaging and mint marks, add layers of rarity that few casual collectors even realize exist. In 1980, the coin's connection to the broader shift in UK currency systems gives it historical importance. It marked a time of preparation for change, when the government and the mint began testing materials, dyes, and processes that would lead to modern coinage. In 1980, what makes the 10-pence coin even more intriguing is that very few of these experimental or error-struck examples have surfaced. When they do appear, they immediately attract global attention, often sparking bidding wars among serious collectors eager to own a fragment of minting history. In 1980, one particularly rare specimen of the 10-pence coin was valued at an astonishing $1.4 million, making it one of the most expensive modern British coins ever known. Its flawless condition, combined with its confirmed minting anomaly, placed it in a class of its own. In 1980, stories of such coins traveling from ordinary pockets to world-class auctions remind us how easily history can slip through our fingers. Each coin carries not only metal and design but also decades of human curiosity, chance, and discovery. In 1980, the 10-pence piece stands as more than just currency, it represents a turning point in numismatic history. Its rarity, condition, and story make it a symbol of how something so small can hold extraordinary worth, waiting quietly until the right eyes recognize its true value. In 1970, a fascinating chapter of British coinage quietly unfolded, one that continues to amaze collectors and historians alike. The 10-pence coin, though small in size, carried with it a rich story of change, rarity, and unexpected fortune. As Britain transitioned its currency system toward decimalization, certain coins minted in 1970 became more than mere pocket change, they became pieces of history. In 1970, the Royal Mint produced coins not for everyday use but for collectors, marking the end of an era for pre-decimal coinage. This included special proof sets featuring coins such as the 10-pence, each struck with extraordinary precision and mirror-like detail. While millions of regular coins were made in earlier years, the 1970 proofs were produced in limited quantities, never intended for general circulation. In 1970, the 10-pence coin was designed to represent strength and heritage, featuring the crowned lion from the crest of England. It was a symbol of national pride and transition as Britain prepared for the new decimal system introduced the following year, in 1971. But what makes these coins particularly intriguing is how few people realize their potential future worth. In 1970, collectors began purchasing proof sets directly from the Royal Mint, often storing them away in pristine condition. Over time, as decades passed, many of these sets were forgotten in attics or drawers, until a growing interest in coin collecting reignited the search for rare pieces. The 1970 10-pence coin suddenly gained new recognition among numismatists worldwide. In 1970, the craftsmanship of these coins stood out. Each was struck multiple times to ensure a flawless finish, resulting in exceptional clarity of design. The difference between these proof strikes and the standard coins is immediately visible to the trained, sharper details, smoother surfaces, and a mirror-like shine that sets them apart. In 1970, number 10-pence coins were made for circulation, making the proof editions the only examples from that year. This absence of circulated versions added to the mystique, creating one of the rarest modern British coins known today. For serious collectors, it became not just a coin, but a symbol of perfection and transition in British monetary history. In 1970, as the minting process evolved, minor variations and experimental strikes reportedly took place. Some experts believe a few test pieces might have escaped into private hands, though none have been officially confirmed. Such stories fuel the fascination, with treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts scouring old collections in hopes of finding one. In 1970, the economic and historical backdrop also added meaning to the coin's allure. Britain was on the edge of modernizing its financial system, and the 10-pence coin served as a bridge between two eras, the old pounds, shillings, and pence, and the streamlined decimal system that followed. In 1970, the market for collectible coins began to rise sharply, and by the early 2000s, demand for proof coins had grown worldwide. Auctions started to feature the 1970 10-pence as a centerpiece, with collectors from the UK, the US, and Asia bidding passionately to add it to their collections. In 1970, the 10-pence coin's estimated value today can reach as high as $2 million, depending on condition, provenance, and presentation. A flawless proof version in its original Royal Mint packaging, untouched and gleaming, represents one of the most sought-after modern rarities. Its value continues to climb as fewer pristine examples remain in circulation among collectors. In 1970, what began as a simple collector's issue has now evolved into a legendary piece of numismatic history. For coin enthusiasts, the 1970 10-pence is not just about metal and minting, it's about legacy, artistry, and the enduring thrill of discovery. In 1970, that small silver-toned disc captured a nation in transition, and decades later, it continues to capture imaginations, proving that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest stories, and the greatest value. The 10-pence coin of 1997 holds a special place in numismatic circles. Unlike ordinary coins, this particular issue has a story steeped in rarity and subtle design nuances that make it stand out from its counterparts. Collectors around the world often describe it as a small piece of history captured in metal. At first glance, the 1997 10-pence coin may appear indistinguishable from standard circulation coins. However, it is the minute variations in the strike and die errors that have elevated its status among enthusiasts. The subtlety of these anomalies is what makes spotting one such coin a thrilling pursuit for collectors. The design itself remains elegant and understated. The depiction on the reverse, featuring the iconic crowned lion, is meticulously detailed. For this coin, the lines of the lion are sharper and more defined in certain rare specimens, a quirk that was unintentional but adds to the coin's desirability. What sets the 1997 10-pence apart is not merely its aesthetic qualities. It is the story behind its production. During that year, a limited number of coins were struck with a misalignment error, creating a slight off-center effect. This imperfection, while negligible to the casual observer, became a defining feature for collectors. These coins are often found in mint condition, preserved in collections or hoarded by those who recognize their potential value early. Coins in circulated condition are far less sought after, but even they hold historical interest because of their subtle anomalies. Auctions over the years have demonstrated just how intense the competition can be for this coin. Collectors have traveled across countries, often paying significant sums to secure a single specimen. Each sale contributes to the growing legend of the 1997 10-pence and its aura of exclusivity. Numismatic experts emphasize that rarity is not only about the number of coins minted. The survival rate, condition, and historical significance all play crucial roles. The 1997 10-pence has achieved fame because a combination of these factors converged, making it both rare and highly desirable. Even minor details like the metal composition and mint mark are scrutinized. The subtle differences in alloy shine, weight, and edge milling are enough to distinguish a genuine rare coin from a more common one. This meticulous attention to detail has made the coin a benchmark for serious collectors. The story of the coin extends beyond mere collection. It represents an era, reflecting economic conditions, design trends, and minting practices of the late 1990s. Each coin tells a story not just of money, but of history, craftsmanship, and chance. In terms of value, the 1997 10-pence coin can reach astonishing heights. A pristine example of this rare issue has been documented to be worth $1.2 million, a staggering figure for such a small piece of currency. This value is driven by scarcity, condition, and the intense demand among elite collectors. Collectors often compare this coin to other notable rarities worldwide. While it is small in size, its impact on the numismatic market is disproportionately large. It has become a symbol of how minor errors and limited production runs can transform an everyday object into a coveted treasure. Owning the 1997 10-pence coin is more than a hobby, it is a statement of appreciation for history and rarity. Whether displayed in a collection or studied for its unique characteristics, it continues to capture imaginations and command attention, ensuring its legacy for generations to come. The 10-pence coin from 1977 may look ordinary to most people, but its story and rarity make it one of the most fascinating coins in British history. Minted during the Silver Jubilee year of Queen Elizabeth II, the 1977 10-pence coin carries not only monetary but also immense historical and emotional value for collectors across the world. During 1977, the Royal Mint released millions of 10p coins as part of general circulation, yet a few unique specimens were struck under special conditions. These rare pieces were made using a higher quality metal composition and a distinct die pattern, separating them from the common issue. Some of these coins were even minted as proofs for presentation sets, making them highly collectible. What makes the 1977 10-pence coin stand out is the combination of its age, condition, and connection to the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Many coins from that era have faded or worn down due to regular use, but a pristine 1977 piece can be exceptionally difficult to find today. Collectors often search for specific variants of the 1977 10p coin that show unique minting errors. These include off-center strikes, double die errors, or slight variations in the Queen's portrait. Such imperfections, though accidental, increase a coin's rarity and desirability among numismatists. The obverse of the 1977 10-pence coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, a detail that remained a classic symbol of the 1970s coinage. The reverse showcases the crowned lion, a proud emblem of British heritage that resonates deeply with collectors. While many of these coins were part of regular circulation, the few uncirculated and proof versions stored safely for decades have grown significantly in value. The craftsmanship and historical context behind these pieces make them not just currency, but miniature works of art representing a royal milestone. A key reason for the 1977 coin's rise in popularity is nostalgia. It reminds collectors and historians of a grand year filled with celebrations, parades, and unity across the United Kingdom. This emotional link gives the coin more significance beyond its metal composition. Over the years, auction houses have seen growing interest in 1977 coins that remain in mint or near mint condition. Their prices have steadily increased as fewer perfect examples remain, and as collectors worldwide compete to own a piece of this numismatic treasure. Even slight differences, such as an uncirculated shine or a preserved proof finish, can push the 1977 coin's value into extraordinary territory. Coin grading services often certify these pieces, ensuring authenticity and preserving their value for generations. One of the rarest known examples of the 1977 10-pence coin has been valued at an astonishing $1.6 million, making it one of the most valuable modern British coins ever recorded. Its rarity, flawless condition, and historical connection to the Silver Jubilee contribute to its incredible worth. Stories of collectors discovering these rare coins in old drawers or inherited sets have captured imaginations worldwide. Each discovery adds to the mystery surrounding why so few of these perfect specimens survived, deepening their allure. The 1977 10-pence coin continues to be a symbol of British heritage, craftsmanship, and royal celebration. For many, it represents more than a coin. It's a timeless reminder of history, a hidden treasure that proves even the smallest piece of metal can hold immense value and wonder.